Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are gonna be continuing with the segment we like to do most of the times. What the hell happened in the week 23 of the Premier League? 22 for others, but 23 for the Premier League. So I'm here to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do me a favor, let me know what you thought of this week. Who was the player of the week? I'm curious about that. I'll give you mine at the end of the episode of the video. By the way, who actually impressed you the most this week? Yeah, I want to hear that as well in the comment section. And who got the highlight of the week? I'm curious about that as well. So let's get into the video as we start. So remember, we knew of the games which were being played in the match week 23. We had Brighton versus Everton, we had Liverpool versus Ipswich, we had Southampton versus Newcastle. We also had Wolves versus Arsenal, Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest, Manchester City versus Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur versus Leicester City. Then we also had Crystal Palace versus Brighton, Aston Villa versus Wolverhampton, Manchester United versus Fulham versus Manchester United. All those were the 10 games which the Premier League was giving us and we're offering. And of course, a lot of things happened. A lot of things changed. Titles is showing direction on where it is going, but a lot of things happened in this game, and we are going to talk about it. I'm really excited over this. So do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the content. Let's start with the first game. Let's start with the first game. It was Brighton versus Everton. And remember, mind you, this game was being played at the Brighton ground. And I think we have seen this the whole entire season for Brighton. They have their ups, they have their downs, and then they have their route down low. And I think this week it was Brighton's right down low. They really went so low in terms of what we expect to see from them as a team, what they offer in the Premier League, and how they've been performing, content, especially looking at the type of team that they're competing against. And for me, I did not see this one coming, but they were beaten by Everton by 1-0. It was a penalty, and it was the only goal of the game. The fact that Everton scored, controlled the game, stopped the Brighton from creating anything, stopped them from their best threats to actually do anything. It was really, really interesting. Maybe people are starting to see what the David Moore is really cooking at Everton, because nobody really predicted this. We thought we would see something special. We thought we would see them, rise. That's what we want to see in football. We thought we would see Brighton to take advantage. This is a smaller team, beat them, continue with the progression. Yet, I'm here to tell you that was not the case. What we saw in the game did not really offer us what most people were expecting. But I'm telling you, like I said, this is why we love the Premier League. The second game was Liverpool versus Ipswich. Of course, when this game came out, we knew what was going to happen. There's also something that I'm preparing when it comes to this game. So if you're a Liverpool fan, check it out. I'm going to cover what we learned from Liverpool versus Ipswich. I'm going in depth rather than what I did in the reaction of this game. But what I'm talking about is this. Liverpool, I think in a certain long time, it was their first time actually going to halftime already dismantled the team, because usually they have to struggle first. Then Arne Slot comes in with ideas, sometimes puts on substitutes as the game changes. Darwin Núñez against Brentford, and we saw Diogo Jota Tsimikas versus Nottingham Forest. All these things has been happening. We have not really had a game where we watch Liverpool just dominate the game. Of course, we have seen the dominations of the games, but control the game, especially in 2025. And I think in this game, we really got to see that a bit. We saw some good performance. The team was showing that they had something to offer, and I'm really happy that Mo Salah scored. Cody Gakpo left with 2 with an assist, by the way. Then the last goal, which was scored, who scored the last goal for Liverpool? Remind me in the comment section. Because I know it was Gakpo who scored the last goal, right? Yeah, because the first one was Soboslai, the second one was Gakpo, the second one was Salah, the third one was Gakpo, the fourth one was Gakpo. I think that's how the way it went on. And Ipswich scored a later goal, especially it was a corner kick. And if you could look at how Liverpool looked like, they were already removing most of the players. So I don't know. And I think it was a mistake what we saw. I'll talk about that when we do what we learned from the game. Southampton played against Newcastle, and Newcastle had an early scare because Southampton scored first. And I thought maybe, just maybe, they would do something, because one thing that we've noticed about Southampton, especially recently under the new manager, they actually are controlling games, something that we've not seen in a long time. They are literally controlling games, and that's exactly what we saw in this game. And I thought, okay, they can continue doing this. Let's see what they can do in the game, but they just could not take it a further front, and the game finished 3 goals to Newcastle. Isak scored, and I remember Isak again. Then the last one, I think it was scored by one of the players of Newcastle. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section. Southampton did score to make it 3-2 and make the game interesting, but it was ruled out for offside. But all in all, you can see progression in the Southampton team, but I think it's a little bit too late for them to really find a way to get out of this relegation zone. I don't feel like, maybe until if they play Tottenham Hotspurs, but I don't see it really, to be honest. Then the Wolves played against Arsenal. So, of course, Arsenal won this game, which was a good thing. They needed to win the game, especially with what Liverpool had done. But the controversy in this game is the red card which was given to Lewis Kelly, and it has caused so much chaoticness to what the PGMO have to say, what's going to happen, why VAR agreed, why Michael Oliver is still being given the Arsenal games. A lot of things have been said online. In fact, that the guy has been attacked personally and his family, and don't I don't really like to hear people who goes after families. And I don't know, this thing about us fans that we feel like we're entitled just to call out a professional because we are hurt or we are angry or we are what. It's none of your business. If you're not happy, critique a person of what is happening. Don't go after them. Don't go after the family. And especially these Arsenal fans, we really need to talk about this. Just a few weeks ago, somebody literally went and said, I wish your child would die, to Kai Havertz's wife. And now you're going for another for a referee now, an official. Who the hell is giving you this audacity to do so? And I feel also we have to look at the legends. We also have to look at the team itself. What are they saying to their fan base? Who's giving them this weird attitude to go and attack people to that personal level of going to their family? It's unacceptable. Of course, we heard that there'll be some investigation of what's happening, but this has to stop. Let's critique the decision, but let's not take it away from what we are actually here for, which is football. These are people with their family. They go to work for those people. And when you do that, they really start questioning if that work is worth it. You need to stop. That's all I'm saying. You just have to stop. Anyway, in terms of the decision, my take is a bit different from the rest of the world. Of course, he was trying to stop Wolves from taking advantage and hitting them on the counter. And I know if you look at the video in slow motion, it looks dangerous because it's like he went with his leg down, but it ended up putting his studs on the player. But the other thing that I need to tell you that so many people are not looking at. As he was doing this, the player was no longer on his side. Skelly was behind. So it's an attack from behind. And I think that's what Michael Oliver gave the decision facing on. Looking at the decision in hindsight, you will say that no, it's not supposed to be a red card. But looking at the position and the direction in which this tackle came from, now that's where some questions has to be raised. I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. They scored a goal with a nice goal from Calafiori. Wolves did get another a double yellow card. And also, by the way, that decision from the Wolves player, it was not a good one. And not getting a red card, I don't get it. It was a double yellow. It should have been a red card. If you had given the Skelly red card, then you have to give the second one a red card. And that's why the inconsistency that comes with the PGML, with the referees, keeps coming back and causing chaos with the fans. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Bournemouth played against Nottingham Forest, the team that was at that point number 3 in the Premier League. And I think maybe that's still number 3 in the Premier League, this Nottingham Forest team. Yes, they're still number 3. And Bournemouth, I think they're number 5 or 6. Number 5 or 6 or 7. I'm not really sure there. And the Bournemouth destroyed I repeat, Bournemouth destroyed Nottingham Forest. 5 goals were scored. A hat trick for the first, by the way, the first player from is it Gabon or what? I'm mistaken. And he's the first Gabonian international to actually get a hat trick in the Premier League. It was amazing to see. I was happy for him. Big up to him, and let's see what happens and what will continue. Manchester City played against Chelsea, and this was an interesting game, really, to be honest, because from the worst start you ever want to see in your career as a defender to the best amazing way to finish up the game and the ways to hurt Chelsea were exposed in this game. Firstly, the young kid, the defender for City, he was really exposed. He struggled in this game, gave out a silly goal in the beginning of the game, almost received a red card, got a yellow. It was a difficult game, and I loved the fact that Pep Guardiola kept him on the match. He grew in the match. He became better on the match, and he took him out, of course, in the second half, but that was very good. Chelsea on the other side, they had an opportunity to destroy the City team, but again, like what happens to Pep Guardiola's disciples, they just cannot beat the master. And it happened again. And I just wonder what can they learn from this, but this was a disappointment. You might say, of course, maybe they were gonna lose, but if you look at this game in hindsight, you actually say that the reason why Chelsea lost, it's not because the City were that amazing. It's just that they just exposed the Chelsea's weaknesses, and Chelsea were not able to do the same on the other side. And I think that's the only way to analyze this game in a better way. Then Tottenham went to Leicester City. Jamie Vardy hates Tottenham. Somehow his celebrations, it's always gonna cause chaos. But one thing I can tell you about the game, it was a good game. Tottenham Hotspur scored early. I thought this is just me with my own mind thinking that okay, this is an opportunity for Tottenham Hotspur to do something special. But yet again and again, we always come back season after season with Tottenham Hotspur. They they literally capitulated in this game. Is that how you said? I mean, on the comment section, they capitulated in this game. They disappeared. That was head loss. They bottled the lead, and they lost to Leicester City. Leicester did not even do well. And the fact of the matter is these are two teams. All of them, the confidence are down. You can see with the positions and the amount of games that they've lost in the past 2 weeks. And yet, the team you with the best player, with the better players, of course, I know they're injuries. The team with the better players, the team would expect to take advantage of the opportunity is the one that lost in Tottenham Hotspur. So many questions that were asked from Ange Postecoglou. I think it's time for him to go, or maybe if we don't say it's time for him to go, I think it's time for Tottenham to look elsewhere to see who can be a better replacement for what we're seeing here. We also saw Crystal Palace play against Brentford. The game finished 2-1 to Brentford. A goal which was scored as a penalty. Crystal Palace, I don't really know what to say no more with them. I really don't know what to say with them. You think that they've improved, and yet they find themselves playing with other teams and they just lose. So I really don't know what to say with them. Aston Villa played against the Hammers in a game that, okay, had the ups and downs for the villains because I think they started well. Aston Villa, they showed some fight, they showed something special, but at the end of the day, they just disappeared from the game. And one thing that I think we really enjoyed to watch was how West Ham were really, really putting so much through it. They could have won this game. They should have won this game. They kept on coming and coming for blood. It was a good game at the end of the day. It finished 1-1. As to West Ham almost won it in the last minute, but it finished 1-1. Then, of course, Fulham played against United in one of the boringest matches I've ever watched. This game was boring, people. United's only goal on target, goal was the only goal on target, shot on target. And whatever that Fulham was offering gave us nothing. I gave my analysis and I just could not even take 2 minutes because somebody said this thing and I respect this for them. And it's Ryan C was saying that if you were not a United fan and you sit down to watch this game, then I applaud you because you are a better man than me. I was never going to sit for something like that if it was not my team. They needed the 3 points, which is really important. And I was falling asleep in this game, to be honest. So I might have stood up to watch this game, but I was falling asleep. It was a boring game. Lissandro Martinez scored the goal. He had a massive display deflection. The goalkeeper could not do anything. That's exactly what happens. They almost drew the game, but there was a young kid that Amaron introduced who stood near the post to save the opportunity that should have gone in. And I think that's how this game was played on. Like, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think? So, Liverpool are still top of the league, and the only massive change which has changed in the Premier League table is Manchester United has risen to number 12 in the Premier League from a game that nobody expected them to be there. Man City are back in the top four, and I think that's a big thing. Bournemouth are putting pressure on Chelsea because they're almost literal on the same points and they're very close to cause chaos. Then Leicester City are out of the relegation zone with that win over Chelsea. Now it's 1 point above the Wolves, and the Wolves have to react. It's exciting times, people. I will hear your thoughts in the comment section. I don't know. My prediction, my game of the week has to be Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. The way they destroyed that, and of course, my player of the week has to come as well from Bournemouth, the hat-trick hero. That's my thoughts on that. And the worst moment of the week, it has to be Michael Oliver. The situation that happened with that red card situation, especially with the second red card, he could have had the worst. Really did not perform well. But yeah, that's all we have for you in what happened in week 23 of the Premier League. 24 is coming next week. Champions League is here very soon. Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. We are out. Like the video, subscribe to Connect. We'll see you on another one. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.